Gotta give us what we need. Hey!
I listen to KBLA and I love the commercials. I know what the commercials mean. I also, if I'm looking and trying to figure something out, I need something to talk to me that might hit me. And it happens on TV because, you know, every time they show a sporting event, they got the pharmaceutical companies back to back to back telling people how to fix the sickness on the same stuff that they sell them. So we get it.
Yep, we get it too, Chuck D. And that's why at KBLA Talk 1580, we don't black down.
Drop it! Our freedom of speech is freedom of death. We got to fight the powers that be. Fight the power! Fight the power! Fight the power!
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss it. There's something wrong with that.
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my neck.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
So then, in a sense, Dr. Troy was taking it in another direction in equal amount of force.
And then, moreover, you know, it is sex being the main instinct, the predominating instinct in a more or less safe society, where the social conditions are more or less safe. There, sexuality is apt to predominate. Because people are taken care of, they have their positions, they have enough food, no question of hunting and seeking food or something like that. Then it is quite probable that the patients you meet have more or less all a certain sexual complex.
So this is, in a sense, the drive of that particular society most likely to be inhibited.
It is a sort of finesse almost, when you find out that somebody has a power drive, and where sex only serves the purpose of power. For instance, a charming man, you know, all women think he's the real hero of all hearts. He's a power devil, like a Don Juan, you know. The woman is not his problem. His problem is how to dominate. You see? And so you see, in the second place, after sex comes the power drive. And even that is not the end.
Now, in the going sort of fundamentally through the development of Dr. Freud's theory, which of course was a sort of a significant factor in...
That's Carl Jung over there cooking. Listen. Jung, as they say. Jungian. That's Carl Jung. The man is not, or the woman is not your problem, is what he said. Based on what he said, put this in context. And I'm speaking to my red pill community brothers. No disrespect, out of love. Red pill communities might misdiagnose a woman's womanese, right? Which is a survival syntax. They might misdiagnose or misinterpret it as manipulation, ignoring Carl Jung's warning. What we resist persists. The Broca's area adaptation observed not as guile, right? It's their neurological scars from systematic silencing. Go back to what I said, especially when it comes to talking about their relationships. Systematic silencing. And in a way, men still do it today because we really don't want to hear her talk. Can we be honest? She done learned womanese. Am I lying? Man, especially if you got a strong, good woman who knows your spirit and she's really on your team and she's brave enough to call you out on your ish because she's your first line of defense. Now, I know that's rare. Sometimes that's mama. Sometimes you only get that from mama. But if you find a woman that's like, look, you look bad right now. Come here. Come here. You look bad. And I can't let you go out. Some men will take that. Who are you talking to? Do you understand? Right? Do you know if women said what they really wanted to say to us, especially when they're in advocacy of us, do you know what they could say if they wanted to tear us down? Boy, listen. So maybe the red pill community, just maybe, and I'm not speaking for all women. I know there are women out there. See, this is what I don't like. I don't like people waiting to hear what they want to hear from me. And then they respond, yeah, Zoe, that's good work. Respond on the other stuff that trigger you. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you see? This is a real conversation. And we got to start learning how to have them. We can't argue the fact that there has been systemic silencing of women. This is women. I say this a lot. Women in the new world are like, they remind me of Shaquille O'Neal when he just came into the league and he got his first $1 million. He spent that $1 million like it was nothing. He thought $1 million, I'm a millionaire. But then he realized later, I done bought 4 Rolls Royces. I don't have any money. He realized that later. And I think women are gaining more power in this society, okay? By getting more power, when you first get power, you might not know how to manage it because you don't know what power tastes like. And you might not understand fully that power corrupts. You got to remember, power is radioactive. So men have been living with this radioactive thing for since time immemorial. Women are starting to gain more power, and I think they're now starting to realize, like, whoa, but men are not, we're not merciful, and we don't show grace in the fact that, oh, they're getting more power, they don't know how to deal with it, they're still processing. Then there's their emotions, they're wondering, am I becoming more masculine? And yes, it's just the imbalance happening, right? But when it comes down to this womanese stuff, as it pertains to intimate relationships, can you imagine a Fortune 500 woman who's running a corporation, who can't turn off the inner CEO, but has feelings for a man that she wants to talk to? Imagine what she has to navigate. He might be 6 figures, but he might not be Fortune 500. He might be 5 figures. He might be, how does she navigate talking to him? And now I got an eggshell, his ego. Do you see? She might have to learn how to speak womanese. She might have to maybe downgrade, her tenacious, go-get-'em, baller attitude that she has to have in corporate America, or she will be perceived as weak. Do you see? When it comes to intimate relationships, she gotta speak differently, right? This is very interesting. Ladies, do you speak womanese? Relationship code switching? I want to know. Let's get John, Mountain View, Hawaii, in the building. John, what are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Greetings and blessings all within the sound of my voice.
Pastor John, here we go.
You have brought a monster of a subject to this forefront, but to not follow vanity, because again, no, I don't want a nasty girl, and no, I don't want to continue to cope in relationships. No fantasies. I'm good. No fantasy. I am still trying to deal with myself in the real life that I have to live. But let me propose that question. The first one that was asked about the household that you live in and the coaching that you get from the mother that you really couldn't speak to then as a kid because she was already telling you what you were supposed to do as a boy. No, you can't say certain things in front of mama. You will set her the freak off.
Come on, keep talking. You didn't have free reign to say anything. Come on.
So even when you end up in a relationship, are you still bringing what you've been coached into the relationship? Absolutely.
Ooh, okay, John. All right.
But in the auspices of what you just stated not just too long ago, because, again, a person with a certain amount of knowledge or power is going to use it abruptly, just like a doggone snake who will bite you as a child, giving you everything it got. And the adult snake that will bite you and will give you just enough.
Just enough so you can suffer a little while so you can understand. I could have took you out. I gave you a small dose. Go ahead.
Even in your suffering, there's still a part of it that's supposed to be for you and against you. That's the reason why you keep hold of the snake and you get your venom from it. Isn't it not supposed to heal you just the same as it abuses you?
Right. You need a horse, though, to get that antidote. But go ahead. I'm listening. I'm listening. Come on, Pastor.
But the same measures go for these relationships. I'm gonna have to go through your poison to find out what the real you is.
Ooh, but the soft life does not require any poisoning. What you talking about? We got a whole class of spiritual bypassers.
But you're also talking about the same patriarchal standpoint that a princess would have to live in, and the same protection that we have to give them so that they could be in that soft life and say the things that they need to say and do the things that they need to do and abuse us all the same.
Wait a minute. Are you saying there's some cognitive dissonance, some contradiction? You want the soft life, you want protection, you want provision, but you want the modern day woman's mouth? Is that what you're saying?
Because my mind is going so many different directions. Okay, you want me to enjoy your tea and fix it for me, but I fall asleep before you give me the tea.
Ooh.
Are you going to force feed it to me or what?
Keep going. Go ahead,
But change the tea to sexual assault.
Ooh, here we go.
Ma'am, you don't want to be woke up from your sleep, even if I want to enjoy you. But when you do it, I'm not supposed to say nothing?
Is this, this heavy. Whoa. So she can wake you up. Wait, hold on. Let me unpack this. She can wake you up and get it right then. You wake her up.
In the midst of our sleep.
Wow.
In the midst of our sleep, it does rise. So forgive me for making that gross point. But
this ain't womanese. This is Negro-nese right now. This done turned into Negro-nese. Go ahead. I'm listening.
I'm just saying, again, if we're talking about one and the other, one versus the other, we're still dealing with the coping mechanisms that, once again, I told y'all last night, the world is supposed to make you face you. And in the relationships, you're supposed to do it that much quicker. So acknowledge the world has already brought you here. Whether you was the CEO or you was the housewife, you're here now. And brothers, you being the Fortune 500 holder or the one who's pushing the broom, you're here too. Don't cope no more. Face your fears. Deal with yourself.
Man.
I'm out of here, man.
My brother, Mountain View, Hawaii is in the house. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. Epigenetic betrayal, when survival becomes generational sabotage. Toxic communication patterns replicate through Bruce Lipton's epigenetic mechanisms. Daughters of emotionally withholding mothers exhibit 34% fewer OXTR gene receptors, according to Helm 2023, biologically enforcing womanese speak as a default. Parentified children emit shame beta waves, according to Hawkins' shame on the consciousness grid, during indirect requests, entangling them in Thomas Campbell's ancestral reality tunnels. Then red pills translation guides exploit this vulnerability, pathologizing Queen Afua's womb-centric truth-telling as manipulation, while ignoring the white supremacist systems that birthed these survival codes. She is as traumatized as you are, brother. And if you're public enemy number 2, public enemy number 1, who do you think is public enemy number 2? Your sisters. I know you don't want to hear it put that way. I know you don't think that's the truth, but it is. It is. Oh, this is heavy. Listen, when we come forward, we got more callers on the line. I want to hear from ladies. Ladies, is womanese a real thing? Are you using it? Do you know how to use it? Are you fluent? Do you use it in your relationships, or do you only use it amongst your girlfriends? I want to know.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
The revolution will not be televised.
What's up? It is Killer Mike, also known as Michael Render, and I'm encouraging you to listen to more, not less, of Truth Time with Dr. Cornel West and Senator Nina Turner on KBLA Talk 1580.
This is the story of the one. As a quality technician in a food processing center, she knows that making the right call is the best way to avoid a recall. That's why she trusts Grainger's world-class supply chain to deliver the high-quality supplies she needs to help keep her production line, her equipment, and her customers happy and healthy. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. LA County's new Justice Care and Opportunities Department, or JCOD, is here to support justice-involved individuals and their families. The JCOD Support Center is now taking calls at 1-833-LACJCOD. That's 1-833-522-5263. Available 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. The Support Center is your one-stop shop for re-entry issues and court support. They offer court reminders, connections to local services, transportation assistance for housing, court appearances, and childcare. The JCOD hotline provides personalized help to connect you with services that you need. And don't forget to check out justiceconnect.org for more information. Remember, it's free and available every day at 1-833-522-5263. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey there, Los Angeles. This is James Lucky Jr., publisher and editor of Los Angeles News Observer. Are you hungry for news that matters to you in the African-American communities of Los Angeles? Well, buckle up, because we got the scoop you've been craving. Stay in the know and never miss a beat with our free weekly publications conveniently available near you. or hop on the digital wave and become an exclusive subscriber at OGNSC.com. Don't forget to join the party on Instagram and Twitter at OGNSCINC for behind-the-scenes access and sizzling updates. No more FOMO. Let's stay informed, connected, and empowered together.
You know you want some more. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Leave my condo to come to this. Well, I'm back, but this time I'm with my man. And these women are putting their hands all over his Yamamoto Kanzai sweater that I bought. And I'm much unhappy about that. I'd hate to come down to their level and become a BW, a basic woman. But if they don't stop, it's gonna get scandalous. Uh-oh! I'll be back real soon. That's what I get for being in the neighborhood. Got a meeting in the ladies' room. Where's my jewelry? I'll be back real soon. Can we talk? I don't know, but I think you better watch your man. You better watch your man. 'Cause girl, he's doing like nobody else can. All the girls are watching him. If you wanna be sure, you best go powder your nose. Go on and powder your nose. 'Cause you wanna look good when you step on the floor. That's why I got a meeting in the ladies' room. I'll be back real soon. I got a meeting in the ladies' room. I'll be back real soon. Say,
can the brain be free of problems? You understand? That is, there are problems in life. I can't help it. It's so. But to meet the problem with a brain that has no problems, do you understand? Actually, my statement, do you understand? You put in front of the speaker a problem. If his brain is also full of problems, he will solve your problem and create more problems out of it. Right? Haven't you noticed this? That's what the politicians are doing. The economic problems are solved by experts, and other experts come along and say, sorry, it's all wrong. Right? And so on and on and on. So to find out whether you can have a brain that is not a mechanical brain, that's not a machinery that's solving problems, which means to have no problem. And that's possible. I'll show you it in a minute if you go with it carefully. That's possible only when you understand time. So that may, grazie. As we said, time is the past, present, and the future. All the time, all the past, the present, and the future is held in the now. Right? You understand? Problem means a future. You get it? Come on, sir. You understand what any problem implies the resolution of it, which is in the future. Right?
Pause that right there. That's Kanye West. Wait till I get my money right. That's manifestation. I'm manifesting the life I you don't even see that you're pulling in more problems because there is a dissatisfaction with the only aspect of time that is real, which is right now. I heard a wise woman say a long time ago, in order to have what you want, you must first learn to want what you already have. So many of you in your intimate relationships are discontent with what you have that you go seeking a future problem. You think it's a future solution. This is why I say sometimes God gives you what you desire so you can realize that you disrespected what you had, because what you had contained everything you've ever desired. If you do some damn kind of work to cultivate it, not within the other person, but within yourself. Do you see? It's a difficult... Listen, we make life hard because most of our problems are coming from how we treat ourselves. Most of our problems come because we ignore ourselves. We ignore our needs. We've been taught, oh, well, she better talk to me nicely because my mama didn't. Oh, you think you developed this whole respect thing. You better have some respect for me. You think you developed that organically. No, you developed it in the environment where you were raised. Do you understand? The forked tongue of Kali, womanese, right, is neither divine feminine mystique nor red pill deception. It's the embodied scream of a nervous system negotiating centuries of gaslighting. To quote Rumi, the wound is the place where the light enters you. Healing demands we stop weaponizing survival strategies and instead incinerate the systems that necessitated them. Wait, what system are you going to incinerate? Listen, we want to decentralize men. We want to decentralize women. We want to decentralize everything. But nobody is decentralizing mama. That original relationship you had. Mama, daddy, the home, right? Whatever you modeled. Nobody wants to decentralize that. That's where all of this stuff is coming from. When we come forward, we're going to get a woman on the line, and she's going to tell us about this masterful skill that has gone under the radar for far too long.
I got a meeting in the ladies' room. I'll be back real soon. I told my man I got a meeting in the ladies' room. I'll be back real soon. Say, ooh, everybody sing it like, say.
He's on fire tonight. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with 4 Things You Should Know with BIN News. A bill to ban DEI initiatives at Ohio public colleges is moving closer to becoming law. The House passed an amended version of Senate Bill 1. It bans diversity, equity, and inclusion practices and strikes by faculty members. New York's highest court has struck down non-citizen voting in the city, ruling it unconstitutional. The law signed by Black Mayor Eric Adams in 2022 allowed non-citizens to vote in municipal elections. A civic group is calling for Kansas City manager Brian Platt's removal after a jury ruled he suggested staff lie to the media. The Urban Council sent a letter to Black Mayor Quentin Lewis and the City Council urging his ouster. And President Trump plans to sign an executive order today to eliminate the Department of Education, returning control to states. NAACP President Derek Johnson calls it a dark day for students relying on federal support. Get BIN News on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Let Express Employment Professionals help you hire for contract or full-time jobs. Forget about recruiting, sifting through resumes, and interviews with unqualified applicants. Go to expresspros.com to find the location near you. That's expresspros.com.
Yeah, yo, come on. Here come the drums.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we fight the power every day.
Yeah, gotta give us what we want. Gotta give us what we need. Hey.
I listen to KBLA and I love the commercials. I know what the commercials mean. I also, if I'm looking and trying to figure something out, I need something to talk to me that might hit me. And it happens on TV because, you know, every time they show a sporting event, they got the pharmaceutical companies back to back to back telling people how to fix the sickness on the same stuff that they sell them. So we get it.
Yep, we get it too, Chuck D. And that's why at KBLA Talk 1580, we don't black down.
Drop it. Our freedom of speech is freedom of death. We got to fight the powers that be. Fight the power. Fight the power.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 is committed to self-care and community well-being. Walk Good LA was formed in June 2020, inspired by the Black Lives Matter movement and the beginning stages of the COVID-19 pandemic. What began as a few minutes of breath work and yoga meditation before protests against police brutality turned into a safe space for the community to heal in hard times. The immensely positive response from the community transformed the momentum into a movement. Today, Walk Good LA is a Black and Brown-led community wellness organization based in Los Angeles. They provide spaces for healing through community yoga classes, guided meditations, hikes, run clubs, and other activations throughout Los Angeles that attract hundreds of members weekly. With the help of Propel and Michael B. Jordan, they now have a yoga and wellness studio in Los Angeles called the Walk Good Yard. To join their mailing list and connect with healing spaces, please visit walkgoodla.org. That's walkgoodla.org. Or find them on Instagram at WalkGoodLA. This is a community call to action, a community call to healing from KBLA Talk 1580.
Life blooms in beautiful ways. The Afia Center invites you to celebrate at the end with Red Gala, honoring the strength and resilience of Black women living with HIV. Join us for an evening of empowerment as we launch the Barbara Cambridge Scholarship and kick off Herstory Month with our theme, Life in Full Bloom. Your support helps create vital HIV programming and builds a future where every voice is heard and every story matters. The end with Red Gala, because every flower deserves to bloom. To learn more and to donate, visit theafiacenter.org.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. LA County's new Justice Care and Opportunities Department, or JCOD, is here to support justice-involved individuals and their families. The JCOD Support Center is now taking calls at 1-833-LACJCOD. That's 1-833-522-5263. Available 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m., the Support Center is your one-stop shop for re-entry issues and court support. They offer court reminders, connections to local services, transportation assistance for housing, court appearances, and childcare. The JCOD hotline provides personalized help to connect you with services that you need. And don't forget to check out justiceconnect.org for more information. Remember, it's free and available every day at 1-833-522-5263. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
It's a classic odor tale. You fried fish for dinner, cleaned up, but the smell is still in the house. And the neighbors are coming over for game night. They're on their way. And then you spray Febreze Air Mist. Febreze Air starts working instantly to fight even your toughest odors, so you go from fish to fresh like that. Now all you have to worry about is Pam cheating at charades.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la
Talk Radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Sometimes it's soft as a misty flame that gently touches my soul. It cools the fire that burns in me, and I simply lose control. So just rain down on me, let your love just fall like rain. Just rain on me, just rain down on me, let your love just shower on me. Just rain on me. Full as a
Good evening and welcome to part 2 of our interview with Mr. Amos Wilson, author of The Developmental Psychology of the Black Child. Mr. Wilson, in part 1, you said that the black man's, the black woman's goal of equality with the white man is a low goal. Would you expound on that simply?
Particularly when equality is equated with sameness. The idea of being equal as being almost non-distinguishable from the whites or the so-called European. Because when I look at the kind of world that the European has made, I see equally sharing that world with him or expanding it and not changing it is meant to a degree, meaning equally spreading the misery that's current at this point. We see, for instance, we look at European leadership today, we see European leadership, for instance, that's incapable or seemingly incapable of maintaining peace, that seems to be almost definitely headed for a third world war. A European system wherein you have enough weaponry now to destroy the earth and to kill people, what would we say, several times over, as if people could die more than once. A leadership that has polluted the world and threatens to destroy the ecosystem of the world. A leadership that still maintains vast amounts of discrimination and exploitation of other people as such. I then cannot see that sharing that kind of world with them as a goal for black people. As a matter of fact, we must bring a world that is superior to the current one, and I think black people, as well as other people, should be concerned about bringing onto the world stage a civilization that is superior to the ones that the Europeans have set here, or else we will just rush it further into the destructive direction in which it's going. We see a European society now, for instance, that is confused in terms of its values. Not only then are black people suffering in a sense.
Why you say it's confused?
Well, we look at the American system today where religion, for instance, no longer has much authority in the direction of people's lives, and apparently the law is having less and less direction in people's lives to such a degree that everybody's sort of gotten into the me generation business, as if we're going to only be able to survive and maintain ourselves in this world by contemplating our navels or getting into ourselves, getting into self-awareness, as if the maintenance of orderly, productive human relations is not important.
Listen, man, Dr. Amos, come on, Amos Wilson out here just flaming in the 80s. How relevant is what he's saying today? the reason why this clip is important, yes, we can villainize women and say, oh, you speak womanese. And yes, there have been some women who use it to gaslight, who use it to manipulate, who use it to take advantage. Sure. But you cannot argue what Dr. Amos Wilson is laying down right here. For many women, it is the syntax of survival. That's what womanese is. Coming from generational, patriarchal silencing. Think about it. Women just started voting in the 20s or the 30s? They just got to vote. Think about it. That's not that long ago. So I think we're always reacting from a traumatized space, right? There's no one who has escaped trauma or some kind of dysfunction, some type of dysregulation, some type of lack of emotional attunement in their early life. That makes most of us works in progress. Even securely attached people are still works in progress. They're not perfect. They have their issues. And if they get with one of the 3 insecure attachment styles, they can lose their secure attachment style status. Do you understand? The attachment styles are fluid, right? The 3 attachment styles can become secure if they lean into their attachment wounds. But I don't see many people out here saying, oh, well, the womanese it's really a derogatory term, right? The womanese is really a defense mechanism. It's a coping mechanism. I can't say what I really feel. Think about how women have been treated. Think about domestic violence. Think about sexual assault. Think about a whole bunch of other things that could lead to the creation of a whole different type of pig Latin. I can't say this to him, right? I'm guilty of it too, brothers. Like I said, man, early on, I don't want to hear nothing. Even my mother was like, boy, come here. Come here, not there, here. Stand right here. I get it. And if you've been wounded or hurt or disappointed by a woman, sure, the propensity of I can't believe a damn thing that come out of a woman's mouth. Right? So I understand why it's labeled this way, but we have to remember, yes, there are coquettes out there. Yes, there are manipulators out there, both men and women on both sides. And I'm sure there is a male version of womanese. I'm sure of it. 1-800-920-1580. We got callers on the line. I want to get them on right now. So, you know what? I'm going to move forward and then I'm going to come back because we have a sister on the line and she's going to explain this to us.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
To the 100 million people who owe the IRS money, this message is for you. We've helped tens of thousands of people close the door on their tax debt. So if you feel like you're stuck in a hole with IRS tax debt, then this is the easiest way to get a resolution quickly. To qualify for a no-pay or low-pay resolution, visit taxclosure.org to get free from the IRS once and for all.
To keep your bank accounts, income, and assets secure, tax closure is your same-day cure.
Lena Bloom for the Bail Project.
Imagine you're stuck in a jail cell and you can't afford bail and someone offers you a way out. Just plead guilty and you can go home and kiss your kids goodnight. What do? What thousands have. You plead guilty whether you are or not. Cash bail makes poverty a crime. That's why the Bail Project helps those who can't afford it while fighting to end cash bail. Because freedom should be free.
Brought to you by the Ad Council.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Listen up, fellow Gen Xers. Elizabeth Banks here. The recommended age for pneumococcal pneumonia vaccination has been lowered to 50 and older, even if you're healthy. It's up to us to lead the way. We've done this before. Music videos, fanny packs, even the World Wide Web. Let's do it again and get vaccinated, because we're at over 6 times greater risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Gen X, this is our shot. Visit vaxassist.com and schedule a vaccine today. Sponsored by Pfizer.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. If you need help getting your resume in order, finding job training, or landing a job, we've got 3 great options for you. First, the City of Los Angeles has WorkSource centers across the area offering free job support. The California Workforce Development Board can help you with everything from GED prep to vocational training at no cost to you. On the federal level, the Department of Labor's American Job Centers offer a full range of services for job seekers and businesses alike. Visit careeronestop.org, or for more info, just call California's Help Center or visit cwdb.ca.gov or call 916-657-1440. For the City of Los Angeles programs, go to ewdd.lacity.gov or call 213-744-7300. All these services are free to help you get your next job. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
This lousy world, this lousy people, this lousy government, this lousy everything. Lousy weather, lousy blah, 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 blah. Pissed off, you know, like it's too hot in here, it's too cold. Don't like the smell, and the person's too tall in front and too fat next to me, and they're wearing perfume and I'm allergic, and just, yeah. So he says, the analogy is that you're barefooted. It's like being barefooted and walking across blazing hot sand or across cut glass or a field with thorns. And your feet are bare and you say, oh, this is just, you know, it's really hurting. It's terrible. It's too sharp. It's too painful. It's too hot. Do I have a great idea? I am just going to cover the whole. Everywhere I go, I'm going to cover it with leather. And then it won't hurt my feet anymore. That's like saying, I'm going to get rid of her and get rid of him and get the temperature right, and I'm going to, ban perfume in the world, and there will be nothing that bothers me anywhere. I am going to get rid of everything, including mosquitoes, that bothers me anywhere in the world, and then I will be a very happy, content person. We're laughing, but it's what we all do. That is how we do approach things. We think if we could just...
Man, Pema Chodron, please look her up. She's amazing. Spiritualist, metaphysicist, right? I love her work, man. Please look her up. Pema children. Before I get to my caller real quick, I want to say this. Please go to the Miracle Theater or the miracleinglewood.com, right? The miracleinglewood.com / events. themiracleinglewood.com / events. May 31st, myself and the alpha male of comedy, Ray Grady, we are doing a relationship roundtable comedy show. And you say, wait a minute, how does that even work? I have 2 clinicians and 2 comics. It'll be the clinicians versus the comedians. And it's going to be amazing, right? We have Dr. Pacoya. We have Ron G. We have that's comedian Ron G. You guys remember Dr. Pacoya McCall. She's been on my show before. We have comedian Kevin Tate. And we have, man, this brother right here. I love this brother. This is my brother, Christopher Johnson, PhD. He's going to be there. And we're going to learn and laugh, right? We're going to have comedy and connection. We're going to get deep, and we're going to have gut-busting humor wrapped around all of this. You can't miss it. It's May 31st, 2025. Doors open at 6 p.m. Tickets are available now. The show begins at 7. You gotta go there, right? To themiracleinglewood.com / events. I want all my KBLA folk to come out. I'm going to be out there talking and shaking hands, telling people what's happening. Please show up May 31st, all right? Relationship comedy conversation where comedy meets connection. Now, caller, Atala. She's online. We're about to get this word. Here we go.
There.
Huh?
Hello
No.
there. Hello there.
I'm good. Now, you know this better than I know this. So don't play with me right now, Atala. Do not play. I need your version of Oz. Come with it. What is this? Yes. What is this womanese thing? I'm out your way.
Well, I mean, you pretty much summed it up really well. It's our way of communicating with one another about y'all, really.
Ooh.
But we also communicate with each other about each other through womanese as well, right? But I will say one thing that I find really interesting in having dated men and talk to them about their families or traumas, whatever the case, is that I can tell when a man is accustomed to being manipulated through womanese because they tend to be kind of afraid of your direct communication as a woman. You guys say you want direct communication, but if I tell you that does not work with me, I'm sorry. Or
I've been there before.
That works with you.
I've been there before.
Why would you be defensive by that, right? I'm like, if I were a man and I told you the exact same thing, right? But the reason why you're offended, I'm just postulating here, I think that the reason why men become offended by women's direct communication is because they prefer the womanese, truly. And I think it's unconscious. I think you prefer a nicety over a direct communication at times because there's things that you deal with and you'd rather just not speak about them. You would rather us just make up and do whatever and just, let that be that. But it's not going to be that. It has to be a true, authentic communication. And so I think the more that we learn to step into our own self and really appreciate what we have in the now, not what we want, and don't mull over the past, the more you can speak authentically. It's really hard to do that, though, if your mind is about thinking about either what you didn't get or what you want to get. If your mind is in a place of lack, you're going to be speaking in this way, whether it's the Negro-nese or the woman-nese, right? Everything is going to have an agenda. To put it simply, it is conversation with an agenda that is not spoken, but it is clearly communicated.
Oh, do you know, listen, sister told me once that she had a grievance with me, and it gets to a point where we're now having a direct conversation. Mm-hmm. And then she said, but I told you this. And I'm like, when? Mm-hmm. Like, when did you say what you're saying now? Mm-hmm. And she had to tell me, you remember that time we were talking about, I said, but I didn't get what you're laying down now. Was she speaking womanese in the beginning and I just missed it?
I mean,
or am I doing what you just described, where I'm just uncomfortable with her directness? Talk to me.
I mean, I would have to actually probably be there or like understand more nuances of the conversation to be able to tell you, right? Like if you gave me more detail and I'm like, well, no, that was pretty direct, you just kind of bypassed that, then I would be able to tell you, right? So that's the thing. When we're talking to our friends or family or whatever the case, especially about our partners, which we really need to stop doing that, but if we're doing that, we're not going to tell the full story about what we did either, though. So you have to remember, like, that also is part of this woman needs, Negro needs thing. Let me tell you that. I'm not going to tell you the full story of what really happened and why that person is acting like that. I'm going to tell you part of it. And so that further, I think, messes up our communication because we're speaking with limited knowledge. So, again, like, just be authentic. Like, if you're authentic, this is not an issue.
But wait a minute.
But if you're somebody who...
Hold on. Was Prince wrong? Prince made a whole song about womanese.
Where are my beer emojis?
If
I
Was Your Girlfriend is a song about womanese.
Mm-hmm.
If I was your girlfriend, would you run to me? Come on. He was saying, do you see? Y'all girlfriends know more about our relationship than we do. Now, I don't like it. I don't like it. Y'all gonna have to rectify this problem. Y'all don't really like to talk to us. Do you feel like if you are the truth, if you are the absolute truth with us, you gonna run us off? You gonna anger us? What are you doing? I want to know.
I've definitely felt like that in the past for sure. It's taken me a while to get to this point talking to you on this phone right now. Okay, so for real, like even being able to speak with you so candidly right now is an exercise for me, right? The exercise of health and healing. So I think in the past, if I could tell you where my mind was, I was so like warped because I too am a child of a manipulator. I love you, Mom, but it's true. Okay, like I saw this growing up fully. That's why I can write about it, because I know what it is. Like I was raised in this. I've seen this. I really do feel like it started with my grandfather being, as abusive as he was, and my grandmother, like you said, it becomes a coping mechanism.
Right.
So, I would just say this though. I think that we take a lot of the things that we experience in childhood and assume that it's going to happen again. So if I'm thinking that I'm going to be shunned or I'm going to be told I'm crazy or gaslit, I'm trying to really kind of be preemptive in the situation. And all it does is just further mess you up, because that person, if they're being real and direct and honest with you, then you owe them that as well. So that's all I got to say.
Wow. Hey, Attila, guess what you just did, niece?
All right, he's in the building.
Houston, Texas, always in the building. Tonight's topic was on Complete Fire. Don't forget, go support your brother at the Miracle Theater May 31st, where comedy meets connection. It's going to be amazing. You don't want to miss this show. DJ, food, everybody's going to be there. Go get your tickets now before they're gone. I started the conversation. You've got to finish it. And you already know, this is my Friday. I'll see you next week with a whole slew of new slappers.
Oh, something's got me so excited, baby. A feeling I've been holding back so long. You got me shook up, shook down, shook out on your loving, and boy, I can't wait to get started.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Alexandria